Yeah, they only speak with their hands. The communication of the drums replaced by the scratch, the ill techniques, the soul controller. While other music used instruments, we used other music. Enhanced it, like turning water into wine. Remember who saved your life last night? It was the DJ, touching up on the ones and twos. And the mix in between, gotta know what I mean. Never scared to just bless you one. The soundtrack to the streets. The soundtrack to your soul.
DJs are everywhere. You know why everyone thinks they can DJ? Because everyone can. It's easy. Pat your head and rub your stomach. There, you're an amazing DJ. 90% of what DJs do is pretend to touch stuff. Stop acting like you're so busy. You're not hacking into the mainframe of the Pentagon. You're a professional iPod controller. Go DJ, that's my DJ. Go DJ, that's my DJ. Go DJ, that's my DJ.
Here's a question that's probably going to divide DJs. Can a DJ actually be considered a musical artist?
A DJ can also be considered a musical artist if he can take someone else's recording and create something totally new from it. I've seen DJs create hot cues to a song and do tone play and create a totally different song than what was being played. Also, I've seen DJs use other accessories that to add to their decks or their controllers to create different songs, to create something totally new for something that was already recorded. So therefore, if a DJ can do that, just like the old school DJs, the pioneers, be it DJ Jazzy Jeff or Jam Master Jay or DJ Rob Swift, any of those guys, I would consider those guys to be artists because they do more than just play a song. They manipulate the song in such a way it creates something totally different and something new. So tell me in the comment section, what do you think? Can a DJ be a musical artist? And if so, what are the criteria to make that DJ a musical artist? I would love to know. Before it's time to spin, you've got to first cue it up.
I'm probably in your area too. Everybody who owns a laptop, they're a DJ. Everybody who owns a DSL camera, they're a photographer.
And what I'll do is put up blurbs so therefore you can see what I'm thinking about and why I chose that song. You can see the reaction of the kids. So you can kind of like get an idea of how to use it and what to expect.
Why do you want to charge for something that you have the knowledge of and these other DJs don't have the knowledge of? Share your knowledge, you know?
Right.
But DJing is a lot of fun. It's a lot of work, but it is a lot of fun too, you know? I'm DJ Mikey Mike. I cover central, northeastern Pennsylvania, southeastern Pennsylvania, parts of New Jersey, parts of New York State.
And I'm Dwayne Dixon, the Hitman DDub from Cleveland, Ohio. And it's time to cue it up. What's up, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Cue It Up DJ podcast with me, the Hitman DDub, and my friend DJ Mikey Mike. And let's see if I'm an amazing DJ. See, I can pat and rub my hand switch, so I guess I'm amazing.
I'm like a genie. I got the big belly here to rub.
So our podcast is a podcast for DJs of all skill levels to come, connect, learn, and grow. From pro tips to real talk, we're here to support and celebrate the DJ community. So last week was basically the day after episode, the day after my wedding that I had did in Mansfield. And there were 3 takeaways from that episode. The first one was communication prevents problems. The better you can communicate either with the other vendors or the clients themselves, the sooner you can communicate and get things ironed out, the better your event will go. So therefore, you don't have to worry about any surprises. And then when surprises come, you all can work it out. Number 2, playlist guides the night, but reading the room creates memories. So he gave me a huge playlist to go by, but it was more so, it was more so a roadmap to kind of like guide me what kind of vibe they want. So he gave me a lot of the artistic leeway to do my thing. And then the third takeaway was every wedding is another opportunity to grow. So every time I do an event, I try to sit back and reflect and see places that I can improve. And then also I look at all my victories and I look back at where I started and where I was at that particular time.
No, it's great when they give you a playlist and they say you don't really have to, well, they give you X amount of songs that they want to hear, and then they throw other songs in there. But like you said, it gives you a roadmap. And not only that, during cocktail hour, you could throw some songs in that may be on that playlist that aren't really suited for the like the dancing hours. But you see, see if their heads are bobbing and weaving. They're not bobbing and weaving, so it's like, well, this song, this song, this song, this song, basically are going together. So if they ain't bobbing and weaving for this song, I don't think they're going to cut it for dancing unless towards the end of the night you do some quick mixing, and after a couple of cocktails, anything sounds good at that point in time, But you want to definitely please your customer. There's no ifs, ands, buts about that. But the thing is, they gave you an avenue that you could branch out into different music, different genres. You can't ask for anything more than that. I hate when they say, "Oh, just play what you like." If I play what I like, you may not like it, because I like Kid Rock, I like Eminem, I like Grandmaster Flash, I like Tupac. You name it. Run DMC. I'm all over the board. And then I name some of these groups and some of these people because they're younger couples. They're like, "Who's that?" And then I put the song on for, "Oh yeah, I like that song." Well, they don't know the artist, but they know the song. So but that's what you want. You want that door just cracked open enough so you could push it in and get your music on and get them rocking and rolling all night long.
Yep. And I'd like to shout out, we have a lot of people in early tonight. I see a cool thing is, of course, he's always there.
Oh,
first.
Yeah.
And then we have One Time Peace. That's the first time I've seen the name in the chat. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
So Entertainment is in the chat.
So.
And then we have big
videos.
Yeah, I saw one the other day. I'm trying to remember because it's like once Tuesday happened, it's like my mind just zapped because what I had intended to do for today had changed. And then too, this week I started that Instagram 360 challenge. So busy trying to put all that stuff together. It was a couple of videos I saw of his when I was busy working. And
he does a lot of stuff for his children, for the church, for school. God bless him. That's what DJing's about: making people smile, making people happy. Not to be bickering and saying, "Oh man, tonight's gig was a total waste." This, that. He's going there. He's making these kids and the families happy, which is great.
Yeah,
I was
trying to see if I can do a quick search because it was something I wanted to ask him specifically from his video. How can I get back to? Oh, there it is. Oops. But also, the other thing was, my wife was watching the video that I did from the gig I did in Mansfield, and she said the same thing that you all said about Mrs. and Miss.
Hey, you know what, Dwayne, honestly, at that point in time, you didn't come back and correct yourself, which is a good thing.
Because I didn't know.
Well, not only that, people didn't notice, honestly. They're so into the moment, they know automatically in their minds it's supposed to be Mr. and Mrs. So you said Mr. and Miss. In their mind, they probably heard Mrs. But if you went back and said, oh, I meant to say Mrs. Or let's hear we go again. We're going to do for Mr. and Mrs., like correcting yourself. Then they know you made a mistake. Never, unless you say the wrong last name or wrong first name, then you have to come back and retract and say, listen, I'm so sorry about that. Here we go, Mr. and Mrs. Taylor or Mr. and Mrs. whoever. But if you say Mr. and Miss, they probably didn't even know that you said Miss, honestly.
Oh, why did that go there? Yeah, but I see one of them. He was talking about the different speakers, but there was something else, because it was something that he had that I had. Oh, I know what it was. It had something to do, I think he has the Phoenix. Correct me if I'm wrong. So Entertainment. I think he has the Phoenix Pro mics, but then he had it was the rack. That's what it was. He had the same rack that I had bought. And on his rack, he had, I think he just, was it him? Because it's like, I see so many, and I start watching Dan's, the Shuffle Couple as well. Yeah. I think with his, he put just with mine's, I have like a rack space for my conditioner and my outputs and outlets and stuff. Whereas he had just a regular, power strip that where he didn't use up a space. And I never really thought about it. It was like, that was an idea to put one in and Velcro it in so it stays in. So therefore, I don't have to bring an extra, because I have another rack, like a rack case where I had to take out the power conditioner. Well, at least I don't have to bring that if I put that in there. So that's what it was. But the other thing was, on top of his Phoenix mics, he had some kind of other, it was another rack unit. And he called it something, a mic.
I'll have to check. I must have missed that video.
It's a mic extender. It was something I had wanted to ask him specifically what was that?
Well, so if you know what it is, please put it in the chat. We appreciate it.
Yeah, because it looks different. Because I know I have the I think it's called a extender kit. I know it's a kit. It's basically you take the wires, because I have the 4-channel Phoenix Pros. So if I just use that as a rack, the antennas go in the back of the the rack, so they be inside of the case going out. And in order for me to be able to put it in the front so I can get it out and get a better alignment, there's like a rack unit that you can buy, and then you just run the cords from the back of the mic unit into that, and that give you more coverage.
Okay.
But it sounded like he had something different. He called it something. I'm not sure what it was, because it didn't have the antennas that went up.
See, I picked up the fins, but they're directional and they're active. What's his name? Adam Strawn, he did one on his. He has the Sennheisers. His are omnidirectional, but they're passive. I have nothing wrong.
Is that the one that looked like the guy that does the he calls it the short show now instead of the show?
Yeah.
He had talked about that. Is that what you were talking about? That looked like the helicopter thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Mine go, I think they go like this, but basically it has to be pointed in the area where the microphone is. And if you look at the guide on that, where the microphone's going to be covering, again, the venues that I'm at, they're not very big at all. So I'm not worried about pointing it directly at that person, because I know we're still going to pick it up. And then even if for a ceremony outside, all you got to do is point in the direction where the officiant is. You're dead on. So you're not really nothing to worry about. And again, it's an active one. It's not passive. I don't know how they work exactly, but I like active better. Active to me seems like it'll be, boom, Johnny on the spot.
Okay. And going back to that Mr. and Miss thing, I was so like perplexed about it.
Don't be.
I took it a step further. I was like, let me use AI and see exactly how to spell each one of those words. No, pronounce each one of those words. So they said Miss, MRS, is used for a married woman, and it is pronounced as, let's see, Mrs. So it's Mrs.
Yeah,
So every
Mrs.
time I've been in school, I call the principal, like, I say Miss Irving or Miss Kelly or Miss Kelly. I never said Mrs. like that. So
Yes.
I thought that was the correct way of saying it.
Well, I noticed this with a lot of school teachers, are doctors, anybody that's in a professional status. A lot of times they won't use their married name. They'll use their maiden name. So they'll still go by Miss instead of Mrs. I don't know why. I think maybe it's just something that they don't want the students to get mixed up with. So it might be first grade, second grade, kindergarten, maybe all the way up to fifth grade or sixth grade. But they just go by Miss. So I don't know.
So I guess I was half right.
Yeah.
If Miss with MS, period, that's a neutral title for a woman. And let's see. Miss. Yeah, Miss. Mrs., Mrs., and Miss. Yep. But
Yeah. MRS is Mrs. That's a married woman, and MISS is a single woman, and MS again is a neutral title for a woman. That's usually on an envelope. You'll see Miss. Sometimes it could be like my wife, Lisa Timmick. It could be Miss Lisa Timmick. So that's not her maiden name. That's her married name. So it'll be just Miss Lisa Timmick.
okay. But let's move on to the hot topic. So tonight we're talking about our DJs musical artists. I put that there because I said musical artists because I guess it was one of those things where you gotta make sure you watch Buddy's show. This coming Monday. And basically on the live show on Tuesday, it was all because of this guy right here. How I came up with the topic. So it's from this video. I'm gonna play just the beginning of it because this is kind of like what set everything off on Tuesday. Make it bigger.
Do we have to bring Don King in for this one? Don
No.
King?
So this is Darian, was it Luistro? And it's one of those things where, again, I was busy between watching The Shuffle Couple and Soul Entertainment. I came across his video and I watched it. I shouldn't say watched it. I had it on. I was listening and still working. I didn't know we were going to talk about it because then I would have listened to, fully understand what he was saying. But there was a question that came up about are DJs artists?
I think the biggest problem in the industry right now is that DJs think that they're being hired as artists, but venues are actually hiring them as hospitality operators. And before people get emotional in the comments, hear me out. I've been on both sides. I've promoted at nightlife since 2017 full time, 5 nights a week, once a month brunch parties. That week would be 6 parties in 1 week. I've done that years before even becoming a DJ. I've been on both sides. Like, I've helped build the rooms. I understand crowd psychology. I understand venue economic. I understand what owners actually care about. And now that I DJ myself, I see where the tension comes from. A lot of DJs.
And so that's where I think I should say our conversation kind of like went left. Just like if you watch the rest of his videos, again, he was saying he's coming from both the being a DJ and a promoter kind of mindset. When I gave my answer, because Buddy had asked me, do I think DJs are artists? And I replied, yes, because an artist is a person that is being creative. They're creating something new. They're showing they're being expressive. Mm-hmm. And then that's when a response came back. And when the response came back, that's when things turned left. And to me, no, let's go back before because I don't want to jump the gun. Let's make sure that we're all on the same, we're talking the same language. So I want to ask you all, what is an artist, first of all? And there's and tonight is no right or wrong answer.
Okay, I went to school for commercial art. Mm-hmm. Majored in it in college. An artist is a person creating something. Now, in my case, it was taking a photograph, creating an illustration out of it, creating a painting out of it. My one professor, and not just one professor, 2 professors, world-renowned professors, the one professor was create it exactly like what you see. The other professor, world-renowned artist also, never do it that way, make it off to the left a little bit. When you're doing the fingers, like the hands, give it 2, like it looks like it has 2 thumbs, this, that. I mean, he always had something really quirky about that. But you're still creating something. No matter what you're doing, you're duplicating that photograph. We as DJs, we are creating a vibe for the room, for the night, for the bride, for the groom, for their guest. We are taking music and manipulating it. We're taking music, sometimes we're, knocking the vocals out and using the vocals from another song over over the instrumental parts of that song, or vice versa. So you are creating something completely new. You might be in the middle of a song, you might do the chorus, the verse, and then you may echo out and jump into a new song. That's creating something new. That song doesn't exist because you made it exist the way it is. So right there, you created something new. So definitely DJs are artists. No, there's no ifs, ands, buts about it. I've been in many conversations about this. And people don't understand. They think since you're not playing an instrument, you're not an artist. Okay. Again, going back to commercial art. Part of my commercial art to get my degree was I had to take photography. I didn't have no instrument. I didn't have no paintbrush. I had a camera. I pressed a button. Snap, boom, there's a picture. Now, in today's world, I mean, everything's digital, but still, again, I didn't have a paintbrush. I'm majoring in art. Photography is a form of art. Music is art. DJing is art. You're creating something new from what somebody else has created into a song, and you're making it your own way. You could you could do so much to that song. It's unbelievable. And these people, I mean, some DJs just, I'll just say, okay, they have it on auto mix, so it fades in and fades out. That to me, that ain't an artist there. I mean, well, let me stand corrected. It's still an artist because they're programming the music to go into that auto mix area. But I think the DJ that really truly mixes from point A to point Z in the night, they are the true artists. The other DJs that are just auto mixing for the whole night, well, they are an artist, but again, they're not really restructuring a song or recomposing a song. They're just in and out, in and out, in and out. That's it. But again, they're still a form of art because they're programming their music for that whole evening. They're creating a vibe. They're creating a feeling. They're creating a good sense of feeling for the couple. Or if you're doing a graduation party, you're creating something new. Every time you go out to DJ, you could play those same songs. But every wedding or every time you go out to DJ, say if they gave you 50 songs you had to DJ with for 10 gigs, you're going to play those same 50 songs, but you're going to play them in different orders. You may mix in and mix out at different points. You may echo out. You may do so many other things to that song. So again, you're creating something. So when you create something, you are definitely an artist.
Okay. Let's go to the chat. And the chat, one-time piece, it said, to those always support scratchers and turntablists, musicians, all day and night, sometimes DJs. So in my mind, that's what I was kind of like referring to, because what you just described kind of like played into the other thought process, their argument, where you're basically taking somebody else's songs. So therefore, if you're playing somebody else's songs, that doesn't make you an artist because you didn't create the music. Or if you're just jumping from one part to the other part, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're an artist. And I understood that. But when I was referring to it, you can take that and manipulate the sounds. I'm not saying you just taking the music and just using it as is. You taking that and creating a whole different tonality or expression of something that was not there before by just adding different combinations and creating a whole new, I guess you could say, song. I guess just put it that way.
Definitely.
Song.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like the DJs that create mashups. They're world renowned. They're making tons and tons of money off it. And it's a song that might be from the 70s or from the 80s, and they're mashing up with somebody's music from today, but they're taking the lyrics out of it and using the lyrics from, say, Casey and the Sunshine Band. That's the way I like it with, say, Pitbull Fireball. Now you don't have the lyrics for Pitbull Fireball, but you have Casey and the Sunshine Band, I'm Your Boogeyman. So it's like, a DJ is an artist. I can't understand why people can't understand that. I mean, scratching, yes, you're manipulating the song. Again, the DJs that just put in auto mix, are they an artist? They're a programmer. They're a programmer creating a special vibe. But the DJs that are mixing and manipulating each song, I mean, you don't have to do every song. Even if you had those 50 songs and you did 10 songs out of those 50, you created something new. You used the vocals from this song over the instruments of this song. You created something new. Honestly, that's how I feel, and that's what I believe in. It just, I can't understand why some people just say, "Oh no, you're not an artist. You're just a DJ. You hit the play button. That's all you do." Well, yeah, I wish it was just that, because it's a lot more to it than just hitting play. It gets me riled up when they do that. Just no. But don't get me wrong, there are DJs that are out there that just do hit play. And that's it, you know. So, and then they want a pat on the back for it.
Yep, I was
Or
going
they'll
to.
download a mashup or something and say, like that. They may have threw an echo in it, or they may have thrown some reverb in it, and then they think they created something new. It's like, I did this through an echo and I did this through reverb in it. You really didn't do nothing. But if you take that song and you mash it up yourself, now you're doing something. Now you are an artist.
Yep. And then Cool Thing says, as a mobile DJ, he doesn't feel like he's an artist since he play other people's music. And then he also says, as artist, an artist is someone who creates something completely new from nothing.
Well, you're not. Well, as an artist, not a musician type artist, but a pen and ink artist, pen and ink illustration artist, I would have to take a picture of that person or object, what I'm doing. So I'm copying something. I'm looking at that photo and I'm creating my own image of it, what I think it should look like. Maybe dropping the shadows a different way, maybe putting something in the window, something different that's not in that photograph. But again, I'm copying something. I'm not making something from nothing. There are artists out there that do that. Michelangelo, Picasso. I mean, Picasso was a little bit off the wall. I mean, I don't want to get off the subject from music over to art, but you have to, somebody always creates something. And once it's created, people could use that, manipulate, make new stuff out of that. And it just keeps snowballing. So yes, you're still an artist no matter what. And cool thing, you are an artist, buddy, even though you think you're not, but you are, pal.
Yeah, that's where now this is where, 'cause I went to Brian and asked him, because I value his opinion and his way of thinking.
Brian is red.
And he kind of like hit upon that one. He says, we're artists in a sense. DJs are artists in a sense. But he doesn't want, as far as being a musical artist, he says, that's kind of like pushing it. And I can kind of like see it after I had put up the poll. I should have just kept it as artists. But for me, I have used my controller as a musical instrument. And then when I took my lessons back in 2014 from Sam Ash, the teacher had asked me, what did I want to get out of, these lessons? I told him I wanted to not only just play music from a controller, just like everybody else. I want this to become a musical instrument. Because if you think about it, my controller, let me see if I can, try to see if I have it right here. This controller, I was trying to look for, I got all my stuff in here. Can't find it. Oh, I see it on the side. This controller, it doesn't make any noise. Just like this controller. Just like this controller. It's a piano. It doesn't make any noise. But the thing says, but my thinking is, these two are something that you hook up to manipulate a sound or play back a sound. Why can't you use the buttons on here to play back different tones and create music right there on the spot?
Yeah.
There's a lot of DJs, I shouldn't say a lot of DJs, a lot of festival DJs. A lot of them have their own songs, but then there's other people that can create something right there on the fly. So to me, that's both are artists, but then they also doing something musically. So, and then the argument was going back and forth where you're still playing somebody else's song. Okay, in theory, but at the same time, every year we have the Grammy Awards, We have the American Music Awards. We have all these awards where they refer to all these people as musical artists.
Mm-hmm.
How many of those so-called musical artists perform songs that was built from a loop? A loop don't have to be 4 measures or 8 measures. The loop can be just a riff or a fraction of a beat, but the way that you sequence it, because there's going back to, again, I wasn't just speaking, just off the rip. I'm a musician. I did beats. I made songs. I produced songs. I worked in the studio and all that stuff. This is another thing. I have another one that's bigger that actually you can plug in and play sounds out of this. This one I hooked up to like Ableton Live. And then you can make beats from you chopping up. You can chop up small, like a little loop or a sound, and you can chop it up to different sounds and create something totally new. So that's where I was coming from. So technically, it's a stretch. A DJ can be a musical artist if they're creating something new on their own and not just playing, like what you're saying, that's doing stems or doing blends. They're doing extras. Because there's a DJ from down in the Columbus area, and I was trying to find his video and I couldn't find it, where he has some percussions. So percussion instruments. So while he's DJing, he might break out and start doing percussion and stuff. So he's both doing DJing and adding instruments, live instruments to it. So there's a lot of extra stuff that you can do. And let me pull up, this thing. I found this contraption that was on James King. Let me see if it's this. Yep, it's this one. Oh, let me just go to the next screen so I don't have to show this one. So an artist, I Googled it, looked it up. It says an artist is broadly defined as a person who practices a creative art such as painting, sculpting, writing, or music by combining imagination with accomplished skill. The term also applies to performers. So for example, like actors and dancers, and anyone showing exceptional mastery or creative ability in a specific occupation. So,
well, you gotta think then, okay, so Journey, they broke up, they got back together, they broke up again. The band brought in several lead singers. They didn't pan out. They hired Arnel Pineda. The guy was phenomenal. Now he wants to get out of the band. I mean, he's 60 years old. They tour continuously. So, and his instrument is his vocal cords, and they're getting destroyed. But what is he singing? I think they only did maybe 1 or 2 albums since Steve Perry had left. Maybe 3 albums. What are they singing? They're singing all of the Journey classic songs that Steve Perry created with Jonathan Cain, with Neil Schon. Neil Schon and Jonathan Cain are still there, but it ain't Steve Perry singing no more. It's Arnel Pineda. So then you're going to say, well, he's not an artist because he's not singing his own music. He's singing, he's making his own rendition of Don't Stop Believing. He's making his own rendition of Faithful. He's still an artist. I mean, there's so many different things people will look at. So, well, no, he's not an artist. Yeah, he is an artist. I mean, anytime you do something, you create something new from something that was there, you create something new out of it, you're an artist. There is a gentleman on YouTube. He's a Lithuanian gentleman. He plays guitar, and I don't know what kind of machine he has there. He hits these buttons, and next thing you know, there's a bass going, there's a drums going, and he's playing lead guitar, then he's singing. It's like, it sounds like a whole band is there playing with him. Then, like, if the people are sent, like, he stands on a street corner and people are throwing money at him, then, like, it might be a young lady come up or a guy come up. Hey, guys, sing with you? They sing with him. Is he an artist? Yes. But he's playing Journey Don't Stop, believe it or not. He's playing ZZ Top, or he's playing Tom Petty. But he's, like you said, he took a little segment of that song and he re-looped it. And he got the drum beat, he got the bass beat, he got this, he got that. And he sings a little bit in there. I consider him an artist because he's taking a song and he's redoing it to his own liking. And people love him. I mean, he's all over YouTube. I forget how many followers he has, though. I started following him. I think he only had like 10,000 followers. He was down in Florida. Now he's out in California. Or, yeah, I think he's out in California. Was he out in California? He moved to Florida now? Something like that. But he has like blondish brown hair. And he goes all over the United States. I mean, it's unbelievable. Anytime you take anything and change it to what you like it to be, you're an artist. You're changing that song. You're changing that photograph into a picture. You might take a photograph. You may overexpose it, underexpose it. You may manipulate it, like in photo. Because today there's no really film. So you're taking that digital image, bringing it up in Photoshop and manipulating it. You are an artist. You're creating something new from what was on that camera, what was on that flash card. You know, so again, I think DJs are an artist. In a sense, like Brian said, they're not a musician artist, but they're an artist that they are creating something new from something that was there. You're making it your own.
Yeah, so that goes back to, let me read this comment because Thomas Chapman, 8146, he's new to our channel. I'd like to welcome him. And he was saying he has a couple of good points. And it sounds like he was coming from the same thought process that I had. Again, coming from a musical background. So it's not like I'm just somebody that decided to start DJing. In fact, it was the opposite. I was doing music and it just so happened it's just a natural transition into DJing. Yeah. So I brought in all my musical experiences and all that. But he was saying an artist takes something and makes something from it. In the same case, I'm DJing, especially hip hop. And that's where I brought it back. I was like, when hip hop first started, that was the whole essence of hip hop. That they were being a musical artist or a musical background for the MC. Because if there wasn't a DJ, people wouldn't come to the party. The DJ was the most important thing, and then throughout time it switched to the MCing being the the highlight. But he was saying, so I see myself as an actual artist. The way I perform my DJ sets, I don't just play the records. You show expression and then you manipulate the record to create something new.
Yes 1000%. Yes.
And then he went on to say, I put on a show while mixing and scratching, mashing the beat, juggling, and keeping the party at the same time. Now that takes real talent to be able to do that and have people engaged and they don't stop. Because I know a lot of people, I guess because people overdo it or they can't do it and they try to do it and then they kill the whole vibe of the dance floor.
Yes.
And then he said, then he went on to say, Bruno Mars covers other people's music as well. He's still an artist because he also does his own record, but he's still an artist. I wonder, tell me, did you watch the live stream on Tuesday night? He's saying the same thing that I said on Tuesday. I was like, how can you not? Now let me rephrase that. If you never experienced someone or something, then you wouldn't know. So I'm not going to go there. They were talking from experience. So again, there's a difference, and I had mentioned this a few times on Roundtable. There are people that call themselves DJs, and I have to question, are you really a DJ? And this goes back to myself. It's like, I started playing music using a controller back in 2003, but I did not consider myself a DJ, because I saw a DJ as a person like a turntablist, someone that actually scratch and do all that, the extra stuff, just like hip hop, because I was there when hip hop started. So I saw those guys, not DJ Jesse Jeff, Jam Master Jay. I've seen Mixmaster Ice with UTFO and all those guys. And then there's local DJs that wasn't on like the national level or don't have a record out, but they were still doing their things at our school or at the local club or skating rink. So they wasn't just playing one song after the other one, maybe doing some echo out or, the basic simple stuff. They were actually creating songs, going from one song to the other. You didn't know where a song began or end. When you heard the song, you was like, is that so-and-so? Is that song? And you thinking this, by the time you realize what song it might have been, they all took you to another place. They took you on a journey. And the way they did it, it was real smooth. So you never lost that vibe. They took you on a roller coaster ride, and even when they dropped the energy or dropped the BPMs, they did it in a certain way that it felt like just like riding a roller coaster. They kept building. Then all of a sudden the music dropped, but it faded. It was a nice smooth fade. It's almost just like, I'm a Prince fan, and Prince does it a lot. He'll play a groove, he'll have you grooving, and all of a sudden he just break it down and just be like a and they can just, like those R&B groups, they're good at that. They can break it down and the tempo changes, but you're grooving to it. You never lose that step because you feel that energy. You feel you're going with them as the energy, as the beat BPMs either climb or it drops, and that's what an artist does. And that's what a good DJ, that's an artist, that's what they do. They can take something and create something totally different and take you on a vibe. It's something, they have their own style. If you heard a mix from them, they'll be like, that sounds just like, and it'll be them. They have their own distinct style, and that's why a lot of people want them. And it's going back to the video that I showed earlier where the guy was saying a lot of DJs want to be treated as artists, but the venue calls them, I guess, entertainment host or something. I can see where a lot of DJs come off thinking that they are artists or they have this diva mentality where you didn't create a song.
Okay, now it's back up. Now up to Hitman and Zoom Workplace. Okay, all right.
All right, let me see. It's coming back. Now we're back. Let me make sure, because this is becoming aggravating.
I think with the heat, air conditioning, people are using so much electricity. It's like they're sucking electricity from our bandwidth now.
Yep, I'm back. But now I'm trying to remember what was the last thing I was saying about. But I forget. Let's go on because I see Will is in the chat. Let me see what else
I seen him today.
Okay. But I was going back to because there are some
Go ahead.
DJs that add extra accessories, that they add their own touches to the song. I do it a little bit. If I was to practice a little bit more and often like I was when I first started trying to do it professionally, but they have little extra
Back this way.
I'm trying to,
See, there you go.
I don't know why this zoom thing, I gotta find out
That- yeah,
how to
it-
fix it
it-
so it's not moving me. But it's like you can be creative on the fly. So you can
Yeah.
do like your build ups and you can do your loop rolls and all that. But on that stuff that's it's on this side. No, this side. This side you can add your own drum patterns. And it will remember the loop of those drum patterns. And then also mention in Serato, they have Serato flip. So it can remember your cue jumps. So you can hit record, do your cue jumps, and then have it loop, turn it off, and it'll loop those cue points, and you can ad lib and do your own little thing over the beat. To me,
Oh, yeah.
that takes artistry. And I said musical artists, even though people say that's a stretch, musically, you still gotta be on beat. Musically, you still gotta know your phrasings. Musically, you still gotta be able to mix two different sound sources together that's in key. Because if you don't do any of those things, you're gonna train wreck. And then musically, because even if people say, well, they're not playing a traditional instruments like drums or piano or guitar or whatnot. I'm in the church. I see people play instruments all the time. There are some people that can play, that plays the instruments, but there's other people that are not musically, and either they pounding on the drums or they pounding on the keyboard or they just making a bunch of noise on the organ. To me, even though they're playing a musical instrument, you can say they're a musician because they're playing a traditional instrument. They're not being musical. And so my point that it's hard for them to kind of like phantom, because I guess a lot of people don't think of, again, the controller, using the controller as a musical instrument. There's several times I have done mixes where after I did the mix, I was like, or I did a song, recorded a song, I was like, you know what would sound good here? If I added some extra DJ turntablism kind of sounds there. It could be some.
Hey, there's the Hitman.
All right. I'm going to try something real quick because I have two of these things, these traveler things. With this one I couldn't hook up to my mixer because it didn't have that. What was it? It's two ports on there that I needed. This one didn't work. So I'm going to try to just see if I can
I left
do
you
a
message in the
hotspot.
chat. I left you a message in the chat. You said, now I'm getting pissed. I said, well, better be pissed off than pissed on.
Because I'm like, this is ridiculous. All right, give me a second to hook up this. And it's every time I get ready to start
Jeez.
cooking.
Yeah, it's very, very hot out. I hope everybody's enjoying the show as so far. I mean, we have a great topic, DJs, musicians, Um, are we musicians, artists? I mean, my eyes, yes, in a sense that we are creating something new from a song. Are we a musician playing an instrument? No. But our instrument is our controller. Some have drum pads. I mean, there's so many other things we could add to our arsenal. It's unbelievable.
All right, let me see. I'm going to try to see if I can go to this. Hopefully it don't cut off. So you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, what about in the chat? Can you still see our stream?
Give us a big heart.
Cool
Send
Thing
us
says
some
he's loving the
hearts.
show. Is he loving the show because we're having major technical difficulties?
Remember, ladies and gentlemen, DJs, try to like, subscribe to our channel, to Dwayne's channel, to my channel. Also, share this video. Share this video. There might be other DJs out there that are going through the same thing with DJs in their community. This way they have something to go by. You know, there's no right or wrong, but there is a point that we can make that we don't get pushed around. Because I mean, a lot of people look at DJs and say, well, they're not really a musician. They're just a person that presses play. There are a lot of DJs like that press play, but we're not them. Am I okay? Yeah, because I'm looking at my other monitor, and it seems like you can only see half my face. I'm like, uh-oh.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, my whole take on it is that it's all in your mindset.
Yeah.
And the main thing I wanted to, the only reason I did it, because again, I'm doing that Instagram 30 challenge. And I needed some content to put up, so I thought and then they want us to do a talking head. So since I finished the podcast, I was like, let me just jump on, since I had so much to say about it, just hit record and just go for it. And so that's how I came up with this topic. But
it is a great topic. Honestly, it's awesome because again, so many people. I mean, I know a bunch of my buddies are in different bands and stuff, and my one buddy, he's like, "Dude, you're a musician," and then another person in the same band says, "Oh no, he's just a DJ." He's, well, listen, he's creating something like we are. No, we're musicians. We got to play the guitar. And he said, yeah, but we're singing a Kiss song. We're singing a Led Zeppelin song. We're singing a Kansas song. We're not creating something new. We're playing it exactly in key, everything. So there he is. He's a member of a band. Saying all they're doing is duplicating what Kansas did, what Kiss did, what Poison did, whatever songs they're playing that night. You know, so again, to me, when somebody duplicates something that I've done, it's not an insult. It's not, oh, he's copying me. I think my mind is, I must have did something right because they liked what I did. And it's a form of like, give me a little push up because they're doing something that I did and they like it, you know. I don't know. It just, being a DJ is hard. People think all we do is hit play. No, it's not. I mean, we gotta put up with a lot of stuff. We gotta put up with drunk monsters at weddings and different stuff like that. Yeah, play this song, man. If you don't play my song, I'm gonna smash your controller. It's like, yo, buddy, you ain't smashing nothing, you know. I mean, so I think we put up with more stuff than bands do. You know, be quite honest with you.
Yeah, but because I was going to say, to me, it's just it's our mindset of how do you see yourself? Because if everybody's a DJ, but that doesn't mean that you're artist, because you're just playing a song. You're not trying to add anything, any kind of extra expression or being creative or any kind of, again, you're not adding yourself. You just going with the flow, going through the motions, basically.
Well, if you don't mind me, I not gonna be long, I promise. uh, today, DJs, I'm watching these videos. I've been doing this for over 22 years now. I think 24 years actually. And from when I first started, this fade to the left, fade to the right. You might have had an echo or a reverb, but that was basically it. You had a couple of lights up. That was it. I mean, it was a great night, And then things started changing. And you look at the industry now, and you look at the industry pre-virus. And you look at the industry post-virus, and honestly, as a DJ, I cannot keep up with the changes that's going on. I mean, if you don't have DJ furniture, if you don't have this, you're not a good DJ. If you don't have this, you're not a good DJ. If you don't have, all that stuff is second nature. You as the person, you're the DJ. You might have the worst mixes that night, but you have a personality and you reach people and you happen to make them smile. And that's my whole philosophy. Make them smile and make them have a good time, and let them know that you're there and you will play anything that they want to hear, just to help, not help them, but to satisfy their evening for them. We could influence so many people by playing our music from our library, and it helps these people. I mean, it's just like walking down the street and you see somebody walking down the street and you say, "Hey, how you doing? Good morning." Or you just smile at them. Those two things don't cost you none. But that person you may have said hello to or smiled to, they might have been down and out that day. And all of a sudden you smile to them and they'll say, "Geez, wow, I feel good. That guy, I don't know, he smiled and he said hello to me." You're helping them out in a sense. So again, DJs are there. DJs are creating music. DJs are creating a vibe. DJ is a form of art. I don't care what anybody says. No, we're not musicians, unless we are creating something new. But don't fall into this trap that if you get the new podium stand, or you get this, or you get the new tube lights, or if you get the new whatever lights, that you're a better DJ than somebody else, and it gives you the right to up your price because you have this, you have that. Very good friend of mine, he's a caterer. He did 2 weddings this year. He's usually doing 60, 70 weddings a year. 2 weddings. And he has no more bookings for the rest of the year. He's praying for phone calls. The venue I was at a month ago.
Okay. Now see,
7 weddings.
You're going way to the left.
Well,
so
I want to swing back to it. We as DJs, we have to get these people in, create that vibe for them. I don't care if you have 1 wedding, 2 weddings, 10 weddings, 100 weddings that year. Every wedding, every gig that we have, we're creating something new. Like I said in the beginning, we could be having 50 songs, and that's our whole playlist for the year. And they're the only songs we could use. Every time we go out, we're doing something different with those 50 songs, and we're creating something new. And that is how I feel. When you just say, "Here, fine, here's 50 songs. I don't want you playing anything else for the rest of the year." You're gonna look at those 50 songs and you're gonna say, "Okay, I can mix these this way." You're gonna dissect every song and make something new out of each gig. If you had 2 gigs every weekend, those 2 get 50 songs. But guess what? Each time they're different. They're different from Friday and Saturday. It's different from Friday, and then next Friday is different than, and the last Friday is different than last Saturday. You're continuing to grow, and you're taking these songs and tearing them apart and making something new out of them.
Yeah, it's something buggy. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this last little part because I can't figure out what's going on. And it shouldn't have. And I don't want to hit update because then I don't want it to start updating.
Yeah, because it's like I can see in my PC, it's like everything's really glitching.
Yeah, let me see. I'll just go. It doesn't, of course. Give us a second.
Buddy's in the house. Hey, is that
heck.
Buddy? I can't see.
Of course, there was an update.
Oh, that's Thomas. Hey, Thomas.
If Zoom keeps doing this, I might have to just try to find another platform. Cause I don't see Buddy. Let me refresh and see.
No, I thought it was Buddy, but no, it's Thomas.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna try to go through. And it's still. Yeah, let me just go ahead because it's like I don't know what's going on.
The only thing that was hot on our topic tonight was the temperature today.
But so I lost my train of thought because I'm aggravated. I'm aggravated again. But I was going to say, but again, to me, that's where the argument and the sticking point is. If you're just playing the songs and you're not really adding anything to it, then I wouldn't consider you an artist. It's almost the same argument as it did it again. Why is this? Yeah, it's like if it's not Zoom, then it's this YouTube thing. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead because I'm not going to mess around because I was going to do a multi-party of this anyway because it's a lot to discuss and a lot to uncover, and I just don't want to gloss over it. And if you know me, I don't like to just take a topic and say the same talking points that everybody else talk. I want to do a deep dive into it because the whole outcome is I just want us as a DJ community to kind of look and see how can we be different or how can we do something outside of the box and share ideas and try to grow from sharing and talking to each other.
Yeah, and that's the main thing is we have to communicate with each other. You're in Cleveland. I'm in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. We chat. We talk a lot. I chat and talk with Will, Diego, Shay, Brian Espred, John Colley. I mean, I talk Trevor. He's down in Australia. I mean, I talk to so many different DJs to see what's going on with their music here, with their music there. I mean, it's you have to do that. That's the one thing, that's what builds you up as a better DJ. Getting some advice from another DJ. Something might be hot in your area, but my area is not hot. Something might be hot in my area, and it's not hot in your area. So it's like, what's going on here? How come it's playing good in my area, but it's not playing good in Dwayne's area and not in Buddy's area? But you go 100 miles south or north, you're up in Brian Espred's area, boom, it's hot there. So it's like, it's unbelievable.
Okay. Yep. So we're gonna finish it. Yeah, we'll finish it next week because so I can go and make sure I get the Zoom stuff updated and all that stuff. But anyway, there was a poll, and I'll just briefly show the poll and then because I didn't want to stop it because every time I go there, more and more people vote and put their ideas and thoughts in the comment section.
Yeah.
But on our time, I'm reading Cool Things chat and I'm saying time to spin. And our Cue It Up DJ podcast, I had put a poll up asking, can DJs be considered musical artists? Some people believe DJs simply play other people's music. And then out of the 111 votes and 24 comments that we'll take a deeper dive into next week, 52% said yes, they believe that we are a musical artist. 9% said no. 9% also said 50-50. 26% says DJs can be artists if they create their own music. So that's a different arena. And then 3% said there was no debate on this last night. I don't know what OP means. Just wants engagement. Yeah, I don't know. It's both. But there was a, make sure you watch the round table. Monday, the replay will be at 1 o'clock. And I think it happened around the 30-minute mark, 35-minute mark. If you just want to jump to that, that's where it all went down. And then 1% says, sure, just like I'm an artist, if I remix other people's work with AI prompts. And that's where that line gets blurred. How much of it is you actually putting in the work to be creative and not using other people's music or technology to do all the heavy lifting?
Yes. I mean, AI is here today. It's here. It's going to stay. It's just going to keep growing and growing and growing. And you're going to be able to create more and more stuff with it. You're going to be able to create music, videos, whatever. But we got to use it to our advantage. Don't abuse it. Just use it to our advantage to help us become a better DJ, become a better musician, become a better artist, become a better graphic designer. I mean, it's in every program. Serato, Virtual DJ, Photoshop, you name it, AI's there. So there's no getting around it no more, you know?
Mm-hmm. But I was going to say with AI, the thing is with AI is now available to any and everybody. So that was the difference between like DJs, real DJs. And that's why a lot of those old school DJs and turntable DJs frown upon controller DJs or DJs now, because it's so easy and affordable to get your foot in the game and call yourself a DJ and then get in over your head and mess things up, and then you mess things up for the rest of the DJ community. And then using AI was cool at the very beginning, but now it's like you got to do more than just type in a prompt if you want to stand out, because everybody's typing in a prompt, and AI you find AI is spinning out the same kind of images, same kind of songs, same this and that. It's like the person that's creative, that's the real artist or the real professional, know how to use AI as a tool to build upon what they can already do without that technology.
Yes. Yes.
Well, I see Buddy's in the chat now.
Hello, Buddy.
He said J-Tech is here. I didn't. Oh yeah, I see him. Yep. We're trying to stick it out, but it's like Zoom was acting real funky today, and it was just like I was just getting aggravated. Maybe because Zoom is tech. Maybe the tech person is up there trying to screw up my stream, because every time I start going in and start talking about a certain topic, that's when Zoom goes out. And I have to try to remember what I said. Mm-hmm. So tonight, for those that are just coming in from the other show, tonight we just pretty much looked at what is an artist? What makes you an artist? And is that something that can be applied to DJing? I'm not going to say DJs. I'm going to say DJing. Because, again, there are a lot of people that call themselves DJs, but they really didn't put in that work, or they're not at that skill level to really go out and call themselves a DJ, to be doing professional DJ work or doing high-end jobs or asking all this money when they don't have the skill level to go along with that title.
Yeah. I mean, and it's so sad because, like in the beginning of our video, I come up with that people are buying a laptop and they think they're a DJ. Because there's, I think you have Serato Lite, you have Virtual DJ, whatever Lite, I guess it's called. You can use both of them. Serato, you can use it with your controller. Virtual DJ, you can't. But that's the thing. People go out and buy a computer and like download the software. Oh, I'm a DJ, and then they go do stuff for their family and a couple of close friends. But then when they get called out to do a public thing, that's when they crash and burn. And then they're standing there like, "Oh, can you help me?" I refused to help the one guy. I told him crash and burn, man. And I said, you're the one who's putting yourself out there as a professional DJ. Not me. This is on you, man. You know, oh, he was livid with me, but again, I would put myself out there as a professional DJ. I'm not a professional DJ, and he did.
Okay, so let's head on out because I see the thing is glitching again, and I'm tired of it going out, and I just don't want to waste people's time. But we are going to try to do an after show. So yeah, we can still do an after show because once I stop the stream, I can just take a moment and download the update for Zoom. So if you want to stay for the after show, type in the comment after show, and then I'll send you the Zoom link, and we can link up and continue the conversation. And so it's
I don't need that because I'm here already.
Okay. And then so it's time for our shout outs. I see we picked up 2 new members in our Facebook group page. The first one is, how do you say this? Faisal? Faisal. He's a DJ from Houston. I hope I said his name right. And then the wedding coordinator that I worked with, is it last week? Or has it been a week? The one I just worked with, regardless. Angie from Happenstance Events. She joined our group page.
Excellent.
And then as soon as we can find the time in our schedule, then she says she'll be more than happy to come on our show.
That'd be awesome.
Yep.
Awesome.
Because she reminded me of you when I was talking to her. You have horror stories of wedding coordinators. She have horror stories of DJs. I was like, you and
Yes.
DJ Mikey Mike, you all going to hit it off.
Yeah. Well, you know, I it's not every wedding coordinator. It's the ones that just don't give 2 craps. They're just there for the money. That's it, because they know it can be easy money. They don't care about what they figure. It's one and done. That's it. But the ones that truly care about it, they're great. And I love working with the great ones. And these other ones, they have no clue what they're doing. No clue. And the next thing you know, they're asking, hey, didn't I do a great job? Like, what did you do? You put some ivy on the table, you did some decorating, that's it. You know, but they think they did a great job. No, I'm sorry you did. You know?
Okay. And then here's our leaderboard from last week. DJ Cool Thing came in first place. Buddy from TBM Productions came in second. Kevin from DJK Productions came in third. James King came in fourth. Then Mikey Mike came in fifth. DJ Pretty Boy Diego from Los Rockets Inc. came in sixth. DJ Will came in seventh. And then Soul Entertainment DJs came in eighth.
Where's Pretty Boy at tonight? And where's Kevin at? I didn't see them.
Yeah, I don't know. If they used to us going 2.5, 3 hours, they're gonna be surprised.
Disappointed. Yeah.
But then they'll be able to watch the beginning of the show.
Mm-hmm.
And then see where we stop off at. If you haven't done so already, you can join our Facebook group page by just going to Facebook and in the browser type in Cue It Up DJ Podcast. You can join. It's mainly our public group. And then if I remember, I post stuff in the private group. And then you can follow DJ Mikey Mike on all his socials at DJ Mikey Mike on Twitter and Facebook, and at DJ Mikey Mike 45 on Instagram. And then you can follow me at Hitman DDub on all my socials.
Mm-hmm.
And then it seemed like we had fireworks this week. I guess it's in honor of July 4th.
Yep.
But just remember, we have this thing called the DJ Collective Network, primetime shows, and the views and opinions expressed during the DJ Collective Network primetime shows are those of the individual host and guest of that show. They do not necessarily reflect the views or official stance of the different shows of the DJ Collective Network as a whole, its affiliates, or production partners. So viewers and listeners' discretion is advised. So Mondays, you got the same kind of like dry cough that I had.
Well, as I told you before the show, all right, my AC went out in here. Then I was outside do my wife's gift from sweating. I guess I lost a lot of salt, so I've been eating some Cheez-Its, the taco flavor, and a piece of the taco, I guess, seasoning went down the wrong way. But I'm just trying to get some salt back into my system because if I didn't lose 10 pounds today, I didn't lose an ounce. It just poured out of me. I just think tomorrow night I have to DJ in this outside.
Did you charge extra?
I've been doing this, families.
No, I was just kidding. Because you remember the last time we had our blow up. You was like, you can't charge extra.
Yeah, this family, I've been doing their 4th of July party. I think it was like my second or third year after I started DJing, and I've done it every year except for 1 year because she forgot to book me, and then she waited till like I want to say the middle of April, beginning of May. And she called me. She was, Mike, are you open for my 4th of July party? I said, what date is it? And she was giving me a day. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm booked already. She's like, oh, my God. What are we going to do? I said, well, a good friend of mine's a DJ. I could pass the word out to him. So he DJ'd it for her, which turned out to be good. But he's a little funny ducky. Yeah, I don't know. Something's not right there. And the other family now, I'm doing on actual 4th of July. I'm up in the air where I'm going to set up because it's supposed to have thunderstorms, and I'm not ruining my equipment, so I may set up on their patio, put the speakers right in the window, and let it blast outside. But again, I've been doing theirs for close to 10 years, so I raised the prices up a little bit, but not much. I could take to both parties, I could take my whole family with me, so I just want to make sure everybody at these parties are going to have fun, and I do. Again, like weddings, if you're drinking, please do not drive. If you are driving, make sure if you had a little too many drinks, go home with somebody that's a designated driver. People don't realize people get hurt, killed, whatever. You don't get behind the wheel when you're drunk. That's it,
Okay. And then DJ Pretty Boy just came in the chat.
Hello, Pretty Boy.
He just got here. We was heading out because my internet keep going out. I even took your advice. I remember what he said last week, but I used my traveler router. But I'm thinking this it's Zoom.
Yeah, it may be packed tonight because of the 4th of July. People might be going back home from where they live now, going back to their roots and stuff like that. So they're getting on Zoom and talking to their family members. Hey, we're going to arrive at this time. We're going to arrive at that time. So it might be just overloaded because of the holiday too.
Yeah, but they had all day to do that. They could have waited to either did it before 9 o'clock or waited till after 11 o'clock.
They ruined our show.
Yeah, and it always happened around that 10 o'clock mark.
Yeah, yep. It's amazing. 10 o'clock is a very a significant time. I don't know why. And then around 2:30.
Because according to Diego, that's the time that our show really starts gaining some traction.
Yeah.
So let's go head on out real quick. So we can still have time to do our after show. Again, if you want to join the after show, just put after show in the chat, and then I'll send you the link, DM you the link. On Mondays, you have the time to spend with DJ Cool Thing. He had DJ Mikey Mike on the show this past Monday. And his show starts at 9 o'clock Eastern on his YouTube channel at DJ Cool Thing Official. And then again, on Tuesdays, it's the DJ Roundtable with Buddy from TBM Productions. And it starts at 9 o'clock p.m. on Twitch on his YouTube channel at TBM Productions _Buddy. And again, he shows the rebroadcast every Monday at 1 o'clock on his YouTube channel at TBM Productions DJ1. Make sure you check it out because then you can see what inspired this topic for tonight. And again, I think it happened around the 30 minute, it was 30 minutes into the show, 35 minutes. It happened around there. So you can see what the whole ruckus was about.
I can't wait to watch it.
Yeah, because it happened it ended just before you came on. So as soon as we saw you in the chat, we had just finished. And then on Wednesdays, we have King's Court with DJ James King at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube, on his YouTube channel at James King HTX. And this past Wednesday, he had the Rockville guys. And then on Thursdays, we have the Cue It Up DJ podcast with me, the Hitman DDub, and DJ Mikey Mike. And of course, our show starts at 9 o'clock. And it's on my YouTube channel at the Hitman DDub. And that's 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we usually go at least to 11 o'clock. But we're going to stop it short because all the technical difficulties. And then we also have another podcast on Thursday nights. It's called the Start to Spin DJ Podcast with DJ Pretty Boy and DJ Shay and DJ Kev on stage. No, he's not Kev on stage. Kevin Sounds. I'm thinking of the YouTube comedian Kev on stage. No, it's Kevin Sounds. And they have their podcast, and it goes from 9 to 10. And then you can check out Kevin on the KJ Chill Room with Matt and Eric. You can join them live every Monday at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time just by going to djntv.com/KJ Chill. And you can see the rebroadcast on the Disc Jockey News TV channel. And then our friend DJ Reese, which is, you can follow him at _DJ Reese _. He has the Recreate the Vibes podcast on YouTube and the No Stress Zone podcast on Facebook.
Our mascot's here.
Okay. And then we have the Woo Experience on Sundays. And last couple of Sundays, he hasn't had anything. So hopefully he'll be back next week. So you have DJ Roo with the Woo Experience at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on his YouTube channel at the Woo Experience. Also, we have the Mega Booth. You can still get the Mega Booth $500 off with our Cue It Up discount code, or you can just pay the regular price of $2,495, and that thing is heavy. It's heavy as what? And you can get that from the photoboothdirectclub.com. Also, you can get a video guest book called the Sigma Video Guest Book for $795. You can get it in red, black, or white. And then DJ Night Owl, Sean, he has a website, not a website, but a YouTube channel called the DJ Biz School, where he talks about SEOs and marketing. And he says he has he does karaoke on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So that's why he's been missing in action. So remember to like, share, and subscribe to all of our channels. And again, if you haven't done so already, make sure you hit the like button on our channel. And also share it if you can, because I would like to hear everybody's thoughts on whether a DJ can be considered an artist. Not all DJs, just DJs in general. Can DJs be considered artists or a musical artist? And again, you have your exceptions to the rule. We're not talking about those that just press play a song, fade in nicely to the other song. You don't do any kind of creative mixing or manipulation to create something new or original.
Just like bloop, bloop.
Yep. So our fade out message is: the equipment doesn't make the artist. Creativity does. So with that, let's head on out, and then I'll send those links. All right, so I'll see. Thank you for everyone for coming. I'm looking at the comments, seeing did I miss anything. Nope. All right, I'm going to send those after show links out to those that said they wanted to join. So remember, and next week we'll continue this discussion, because we just kind of like touched upon it, and then it was kind of like jacked up that we had to deal with this internet issue.
Yeah.
So we're going to continue it because there's a lot that has to be said. And then I want to get to the chat, not our chat, but the Facebook chat and Instagram, because there was a lot of comments and going back and forth on there as well. So with that said, I'll see you next week. Make sure you have a wonderful July 4th. Make sure you go out there and crush those gigs. And remember, before it's time to spin, you got to first cue it up. Take care, and I'll see you all next week.
Remember, practice and enjoy, and please have a happy, healthy, safe 4th of July to everyone out there, and all your families too.
Before the lights, 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 before the packed dance floors, before the name cue it up, would mean anything. Been hustling over 30 years, working every single day. Music wasn't just a job, it was built in my DNA. The journey wasn't overnight. Still figuring it out. Still figuring it out. There ain't no change in me. There ain't no change in me. I can only be me, me, me. The consistency stayed the same. Even if they don't feel the same. Cause no matter how high I go, I'm still the same OG. changing me. I can only be me. The consistency stays